Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the studio. Ooh, we're a little bit off, aren't we? Let me fix that a bit. Hey, Minnie. Hey. Ooh. There's Minnie. What are we doing? Huh? Yes. I'm going to try to refresh. Wait. Okay, so that's good. Why was that so behind a while ago? Thought I was going to have to refresh it, but it's looking good now. Okay. So good afternoon, everybody. Hey, Pink, Derpy, and Canuck. I like the cat cam. I like having her cat tower back there again. She'll stay there. I think we can have a cat cam if we do this. Hey, Kira. All right, so what I'm going to be doing right now is I may move this camera a little bit. I'm going to be going over here to my extruder to make some handles. So that's actually where I'm going to be, and I'm going to be bringing them over here. Hey, Julie, right? Cat cam. Need to move it back a little bit so you can properly see her attack the lizard. Oh, what are you doing? Oh well. She'll come back. I'll put it back down on her. There we go. Put it back on the bed. Come on. What's the matter? Mm-hmm. She's just sitting here chattering away. She's talking to me. Ooh. See? Ooh. Putting my hand in danger here. She's feisty. Like a lizard is in danger today. There's a good view of Minnie and her tail. But I'm over here making some handles. This is my extruder. So I'm going to cut out these strips of clay. That was a little bit too long. And these guys are going to be, I'm going to cut these into 7-inch strips, and that's going to be the handles for my mugs. As soon as I do this, you're going to move, aren't you? Or I'm going to knock this off. It's too close. It needs to be further back. But I can't move it any further back. Ooh. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't put my hand there. Minnie's just a little bit distracting today. Like, this really isn't a cat stream, but... So we had an exciting weekend, didn't we? Thank you guys to everybody who watched on Sunday and who helped answer questions because we had at one point we had 6,000 people watching. 6,000 people in the stream. And so things were moving pretty fast. It's getting kind of wobbly back there. We were on the front page we were on the front page for 2 hours. We were like the main one for like an hour, and then we were in the carousel for another hour, which is how it ended up working. So we got a lot of new followers and a lot of new subs. So again, good afternoon and welcome to everybody. Today I'm going to be assembling some of the mugs I've made this weekend. And so this is how I make my handles, which you can't see them down here yet because we've got a cat on stream instead. Yeah, like I have never been one who worries a lot about how many people are in chat at any given time. But I was asking Daniel, I was like, okay, so we had 6,000 people, and we maintained like 4,000 to 5,000 during our first hour. And I was like, well, how does that compare to a lot of others? But a lot of the people on the front page at the same time were doing, 3,000 to 6,000 people, watching. So I feel like we were pretty average. It's like Lizard's about to get it. I have to change that. Let me go see. I may turn that off. Oh, this cat. This is like what she does first thing in the morning when she comes in and eats. Like she's hasn't had any food recently, but this is what she does every morning. There, how's that for the view? She kills Lizard every morning. There we go. We'll keep up the sub discount. What a view. What a view. What? I don't know if it'll twist. Yeah, it will. A little bit. Ooh. Oh, get your tail. Get that tail. Ooh. Y'all feisty. Ooh. Oh. We did have a little bit of excitement today. Trix brought me another bird. But this, like, she didn't, I don't know if she didn't want it or just didn't really know what to do with it. She brought it to me and just, like, sat there and, like, sat over it and it wasn't playing with it. She just kind of, like, okay, I brought it in. I've contributed. I'm good. I don't like that sound. Oh, well. That's about all I'm getting out of my extruder. I've got to tighten up some bolts in there. There it is. It's like I had a ruler over here somewhere. Now I've got to track down all my tools. There we go. When you got your cat tree, he sniffed it and then went to lay on the couch. Like, so this is the cat tree that Chat bought us last year. So thank you again. But when we got it and brought it in, like Daniel put it together and everything, and they would not touch it. Of course, they played in the box it came in, of course. But for like 2 or 3 days, they would not touch it. They were afraid of it. So like we felt we were getting kind of mad at them. Whoa, hey buddy. They finally warmed up to it. Well, I'm missing my needle tool. Wait. I'm trying to see where it ended up. I do have another one though. Needle tool is just what it sounds like. It's just a little needle on the end of a handle. Oh, they've clawed it down to the wood. Yeah, they haven't destroyed this one. Like at the bottom where everybody can get to it, it's a little more worn, but the top part hasn't been messed up yet. So like I said, I'm cutting these into 7-inch strips. Ooh, there was a sneeze there. You got the cat tree the same day you brought home from Lita. Yeah, 'cause she's a spoiled princess. Yes, aren't they all? They never used it, so you had to give it away pink? Oh no. I haven't even counted to see how much we got here. 10, 20, 30, 40. 42, perfect. The cat was too attached to you to want to sit on a cat tree. Gotcha. Minnie likes to climb. You've seen her like go everywhere up in here, so she likes to get on the top of it. And she's small enough that she can. This cat tree, like, if we get another one, we need to like check the weight requirements of it, I guess, because like Kiba can barely fit on it. I mean, he doesn't jump very much anyway, but he's a hey buddy. I'm talking about you. Here, you want to get up here? There you go. Now we're gonna see if Minnie lets him stay. Need to get a bat to put these on. And a piece of plastic to put on them. You had your friend over today, and Viv tried to convince your friend to feed her like multiple times and loudly. Happen to think that I need my underglaze, and I don't see it over here. If I were a bottle of dried up underglaze, where would I be? Would I be knocked on the floor by a cat? Oh, there it is. Just need to put some water in this before I forget. I meant to do this earlier. Not much water, just a little bit at the bottom. I usually like to stack these 5 high so that that's like high enough I can stack them to save space, but not so it's not so heavy that it's gonna start squishing things. And that one is 6 because we have 42 here. We have 2 stacks of 6. Yeah, Kiba yells at everybody that comes in here because people come in here to pet him, right? We had somebody walked in today, like we normally like I can say that because the shutdown has not really affected the amount of people that walk in here. We still just have random people that walk in here, and like looking like it is, you can see the front of the building. It's not impressive at all, but of course Kiba still does his door greeting duties, and he comes and just sits there and meows at people until I make him move. If they don't want to be around a cat, I move him. But if they want to pet him, they can pet him, and that's what he expects. Right? Him being so regal back here. I think we're gonna have to. There we go. Your cats are like crazy monkeys. That's how Minnie has been. She's taking a nap now. Right, we need to get him some steps. Yes, we should. Should just put like a step right here and then do something else right here. Help him get up there. See if you'll look up here. You look up there? Yeah. Your cat just thought he was people and didn't want to use the cat tree because he was too civilized, right? That was a nibble. So the next thing I'm going to do is roll out a slab of clay over here, and I know you can't see me, but I'm at my slab roller. I'm going to cut off a chunk of clay here to flatten out. It's not a whole lot of clay. I don't even think it's 2 pounds. Just a little strip of clay. There you can see all of our junk over there and our dirty floor and everything. But I've got a little bit of clay over here, and my slab roller, the wheel has, there's 2 rollers here that will flatten out the clay. So it's like a great big rolling pin. And I've got this chunk of clay here. I want to stretch it out to the length of the table here. I could do that with a regular rolling pin, or I could just throw it around and stretch it out. It should be about good. Yeah. And you can adjust the rollers to be pretty much any depth. This is, it's like 1/4 of a centimeter. What is that, like 3 millimeters? I don't even know. We have our windows open, so I'm hearing all the different sounds. It's another gorgeous day. I know some parts of the world are getting colder weather. We've got it coming. I think tomorrow's going to be our last nice day. There we go. As soon as I adjust the camera so you can see his head, he's gonna like lay down. So I've got a slab here. There we go. That I'm going to use to make the medallions that go onto the mugs. Now, what I need to do, I use the canvas so that the clay won't stick to the metal rollers that are there. So I have a little bit, I've got cat hair on here everywhere. This is where some of the 2% cat fluff comes from, because there was cat hair on the canvas. So now it is pressed into the clay. But I'm going to get my my scraper and smooth out the texture here, because I don't want this canvas texture on medallions. Yeah, it still feels great in Florida. Yeah, it's probably gonna it feels great in Florida all the time in the winter, right? So yeah, I used to live in Florida for a few years, or I lived in Florida for a few years. I acclimate much better to the heat than the cold. So I've got a kind of flexible scraper here. And I'm going to use to smooth this down with. just add a tiny bit of water so that the scraper doesn't stick. And do that. And you can use so many different things for this. Some of the ribs that I use when throwing, you can use one of those. You can use a squeegee. Though the metal, the flexible metal, I find works a little bit better. I like it. Let's see if I've gotten everything. I've not left any marks anywhere. All right. And I just threw that on the floor. That's good. You had an earthquake, really? So, Pink, you're almost done with the second Dresden book. You feel like the moral of all these stories is that like Murphy's gonna screw up, not trust Harry. So I will say the first two books, like I gave the third book a chance, and if the third book had been like the same as the first two, because you're right, they're almost the same book, right? It's the same plot. The third book, I think, is where it gets better because it's different. You introduce more characters and more things, and different things happen. But the first two, right? It feels like the same story, but there's so much more about. You learn so much more about the world itself, and learn about more of the characters. So I will give you that. But as I will say, they're not all like that. Like, I gave the third book a shot thinking that if it's going to be the same as these others, then if it's just going to be the same story over and over again, then it's going to get boring. But it got better. And you just finished the third one? Yes. Fool Moon? Is that it? Or is that the second one? Second one is Fool Moon. The third one is something else. I forget. Grave Peril? Grave Peril. Where? There it is. So I got to put this here. Which is my underglaze because I've got some screen printing to do. I need my phone because I've got a list on my phone of things that I need to do. Y'all see my phone out here? It's not in my pocket. Yes, I agree. 1 and 2 are still world building. Alright, I'm going to be right back. I got to go find my phone. But what I'm going to be doing is using stamps to press into the clay, but also do some screen printing. And I've also been doing some glazing today, which is where my phone is. I've already gotten a lot done today. I did a decal firing this morning. Like, put a layer of color on some pieces, and now I'm going to be putting these guys together. Okay, I want to find some of these that I know I need. I think it's time for me to organize my stamps again. Watch, the one I'm looking for is going to be like actually in the boxes. Well, I need that one. Yeah. It's a bad example. He does burn everything down. That is his big power. Hey, Spook, the dishes have been conquered. Now, that sounds a lot better. Might start saying it that way. It's like everybody has been posting the meme, or I've seen it several times in the past little bit of the term domestic housewife implies that there's also a feral housewife, and now I have new life goals. That's I like that. The feral housewife, you know, vanquishes the dishes. I like that. There it is. Now, I will say, Spook, since I'm making a mug for you, I'm making a left-handed D20 mug. I've got another decision for you. Do you want... Wait, that camera's not on. Do you want the D20, or do you want the D... You want a 1? You have options. Let that dry a little bit more. Hey, Raspberry Tea. Yep, good afternoon, everybody. I'm just looking through my stamps as I see them. See ones that I need. There it is. Now, where would I have put my scissors? This is what I spend, I think, 90% of my time doing. Where did I put this? Looking for things, right? And never actually getting anything done. You can't see the first one I'm going to do here because it's in the corner. Let's see if it works. So this is a screen. I've got at least one of these. It's going to be an RBG mug. Empty cat bowl? Is that what they're trying to tell you? No, it's the cat hammock. It's a, yeah. But there's no cats here, so. So I've got underglaze here that I'm putting through a screen. This is a silk screen just like you would use on a t-shirt. I'm just using it on clay. Just making sure we got a good print there. And then clean this off. I'm just cleaning it off on my apron. Going over the screen with a sponge to get the underglaze off. How much text can be crammed onto a mug? I can do like 12 point, but I wouldn't suggest it. I would do I would say 16 point would be the best. See if I got an example of that. Would be the most legible. Like 12 point I can do, but I usually do that where people like want just a word that like in a logo that doesn't really need to be legible, but you know, you can see its text at the very bottom, like something really small. So just, 16 point is what I would do, is the smallest text. But you can, and I've got usually like 3 inches square to work with is what I like to do. Not really more than that. But if you have something like if you have an idea and you want to like wrap it around the mug, well, I'll work with you. Pink, I know I didn't actually look at it, so I'll have to go see what you put in the notes. Looks like we got some new stamps.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to it.
Okay. It looks good.
What?
It just feels like it's almost like thinner. Could I get? Yes, I would say so. Like especially on like a regular mug or a travel mug. Yeah, 20-ounce mug. I could do something like that. And it's about the same for like a screen as it is for a stamp. You were thinking of a mug with like these seven tenets of the Satanic Temple on one side, and as is it Baphomet on the other? Hey, hey, whatever you want. Yeah, just keep in mind, like the more text you have, the less immediately legible it will be. But you should be able to read it. Yeah, if you look at it hard enough. It's just as far as like the design of a graphic on a mug. It's something that you're gonna have to like look at really hard. It's getting this stuff everywhere. All hail the Queen, is what this one says, and I need to make like a crown type medallion around it. So let's sketch for a little bit. Sending a subtle message, subtle. In the bloody glaze. What else? Yeah, right. What else? Maybe poisoned apple or something? Yeah, Raspberry, yeah, your husband is always using his mug, so you're super excited about yours. Yeah, I'll have to look at the order and see. So I did a couple of like crown type mugs. How many points should it have? Like 5 points or it's the center? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna cut out the circles. I think I'm just gonna like have it be pointed and then add little dots of clay if I need to afterwards. So we'll go ahead and cut this one out. So one thing that if you do order something custom, you can request a custom shape for the medallion. go. That one was starting to crack a little bit. Oh, T, yeah, your leaves drop so fast this year that the landscapers are out there literally vacuuming them up. Yeah, we saw they've had the street sweeper out getting the leaves out of the gutters and stuff. Crazy cat lady. Where would that one be? Ooh. Haven't used that one in a long time. Let me see if it's in here. Oh, so I guess it's very noisy there. Street sweepers and construction going on. Wow, I actually found it. I can definitely tell it's much drier today. Everything's drying out a little bit faster. Trying to sketch out a circle here. Sometimes if I think ahead, like when I've got something like this, I'll have like an oval, I'll cut out an oval shape first and try to just center everything. Otherwise I have to sketch a circle, which is sometimes the hardest thing to do ever. Like when people find out that you can draw or that you're a little bit artistic or whatever, they say, "Oh, I wish I could do that. I can't draw a straight line to save my life," stuff like that. And like sometimes my favorite thing to say is like, I can't draw a straight line either. It's like the hardest thing to do. Hey, Kira. I've got a list of things that I need to make, so I'm just trying to go down my list. But this is how I make the medallions. You saw me make my handles earlier. Hey, Colleen, good afternoon. And Bonbon, yeah, welcome everybody. Yeah, welcome back everybody. We had a pretty busy weekend. And I want to say again, thank you to everyone who helped us yesterday. We were on the front page yesterday for 2 hours, and so it was extremely busy in here. Thank you to everyone who answered questions and helped out during that because it was a little bit nerve wracking, wasn't it? But actually, not bad. I think we didn't have the trolls that I thought we might have. So I think it went very well, very well. Do that one. And that one. I am using some of these are rubber stamps, and some of these are going to be screens, just depending on how often, how many I have to make. If it's a one of thing, usually I'll just make a screen for it. So, tease it after COVID. Do I think I'll be doing more shows and streaming less, or do I think I'll keep this up? So, really, the amount that I've been streaming has not changed. Because when we do shows, Daniel was usually the one who would go to the shows, do the driving. If I was at a show, I would usually, it would be one of the busier shows where he needed more than one person. So I was usually here streaming, anyway. So if business builds back up and we do more shows, it's not going to affect the streaming. If anything, like this year in January, the only show we did, we actually streamed from the show, and we had planned on trying to do more of that. If I was coming to a show, or even if Daniel was at a show, streaming from the show, doing like people watching and just chatting and stuff like that. But and it worked really well for the one show we got to do. Just to kind of give a variety of things, or give more variety to things. Yeah, that'd be a long drive to deliver it. Yeah, I saw it. I thought it was gonna be kind of like the Girl Scout cookies, where if you order online, they ship them to you. Isn't it great? It's our thing. So we have a Thanksgiving emote now. It's like we're real streamers or something. Can you believe that on Wednesday, like in 2 days, we will have been streaming for 5 years? 5 years. I was like, it's about time we got some new emotes. I have to see if Crimson Sheep comes in. We'll have to see if they have a 5 year sub badge. They will be probably our. They're going to be. They're our oldest or longest running sub. I want to say they've. I want to say they've already like reached the like they've subbed for the proper amount of months. I'll have to see if they have a 5 year sub badge yet, and see how that works. And then all my scraps that I kind of peel away from the medallions, it's just going back into my water bucket so that I can reuse that clay later. OG Crimson Sheep, yep. And this one, I think this is a travel mug. I have to look and see. So like I said, these are our screens that I'm using. So screen printing on the clay. And I use these when I have just some like individual quotes to do. Yeah, you wish you'd found us sooner. You always thought Twitch was just for gamers. Yeah, see, I thought that too. If it wasn't for Daniel, I wouldn't know anything about Twitch. He's the one who was doing all the streaming when he talked me into it. Let's see. Got some cookie cutters here. Hey. Hello. Go. There we go. Still like air, I rise. Is this anybody's? I think it's gonna go on a travel mug, like I said. See ya, thank you. You didn't start on Twitch till the beginning of this year. Was it because of the pandemic? So because we noticed like a big surge in viewers because of the pandemic. Of course, there's a lot more people trying to stream because of that too. Who are you wanting to send it to? Underground. What's next? I need to do where's another D20, but this time have it be like a right-handed mug. I have to see what this text is because it's pretty small. Like it's legible, but it's not too big. But that's kind of like the smallest text that is easily legible that I would put on things. It says Pop's coffee may contain alcohol. All right, Raspberry, have a good afternoon. Really, you say the wholesome creative streamers, is that the category you're putting me in? I always like the term safe for work instead of family friendly or wholesome. I think I thought the current term was safe for work. And for a long time in creative, so we've been around 5 years almost. When we got into the creative channel, when we started streaming, it was because Adobe had just sponsored the creative channel, and there was a lot of money going into it. They had somebody at Twitch dedicated to the creative section, and they were focusing on it. They were partnering a lot of people very quickly, which is why I got partnered so quickly. Um, and so for you talk about like seeing watching people play games when they're creative streamers playing games. There were a lot of people who would do a good creative stream, get partnered, and then kind of go into the gaming, do like half creative, half gaming to get more viewers, to get more follows and more subs and stuff, which is a good I guess model for doing things. So you do see a lot of that. And I never realized it, but at first when I would tell people, oh yeah, I'm a partnered streamer, I'm in the creative section, I realized that people like, there was a stigma about that of, oh well, if you go to creative you'll get partnered immediately. It's easy to do it there. It's harder if you're a real streamer would do it in the gaming section, stuff like that. So I realized there was a stigma there, but I really don't care. I'm here just doing what I'm doing. See, when CNOT first started streaming, like he's been streaming forever. he had to stream in whatever game category the commission he was from because there were no creative channels. Yeah. I asked Daniel, I was like, I was like, or Wonder Hamster Daniel, if like, is that frowned upon now? Like, if I was working on something that was WoW related, could I go into the WoW section and stream there? And he's like, nah, that's probably frowned upon now. Oh, cause yeah, and he kept getting reported for not streaming gaming. Yeah, so that probably was frowned upon then too. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Requirements for being partnered are exactly the same no matter what category you're in. And then, like, so like 5 years ago, it was there was more mystery to it. I think now they just put out requirements and you know exactly what it is. So like they wouldn't tell you exactly what you needed to do. You could apply and they could deny or accept you, and then they would tell you this is what you need to work on. But there was not a set list of things that you had to do. Okay, that's a 10-ounce mug. I'm looking for another stamp here. I'm going to see if I can finagle this. I have one here that needs to be quilting is cheaper than therapy. Instead of fabric is cheaper than therapy or yarn is cheaper than therapy, quilting is cheaper than therapy. So I've got the one that says fabric is cheaper than therapy, and I've got the word quilting here. And I'm going to see if I can line everything up correctly to do this. Good thing about this is it's the stamps, so I can rearrange things if I need to, and I can wipe it away if it's not going to make a good impression. Okay, and now quilting. It's not too bad. A lot of people want their job to be the stream. Of course, that's the I guess the appeal of a lot of it. People think that it would be the best job in the world if you could just stream. People want to be a streamer, kind of like people want to be a musician or actor or football player or whatever. But too many people get into streaming because they want to be the Dr. Lupo, the ninja, all of that. Yeah. Triceratops, yes. So we updated, or Daniel updated the slideshow a little bit to show some of the newer things. Yeah, and those are still available on the website. You think so? Say, in this world of constant bombardment, our kids have grown excellent BS detection. If you're insincere or sincerely nuts, they can smell it. That, yeah. I feel like I'm missing a couple of the cookie cutters. There's a big gap there. That's better. Here we go. That looks pretty good. Quilting is cheaper than therapy. It's legible. It's fairly even. Yeah, it's like I tell people, like especially when creative was new, and a lot of people were getting into it thinking that, oh, I can have somebody. The good part is, yeah, you can have somebody to talk to while you're working, but it's also so distracting that you might not get anything done. So I tell people when you want to start streaming, decide if you want your stream to be about chatting, then that's what you're going to be doing. If you want your stream to be about working, you've got to do something that you can do while talking to people, because it's very distracting, and people don't realize that until they get into it. So yeah, that would be fun if the stream was just the stream, but the background logistics of professional streaming isn't obvious. Yeah, it's like I couldn't do it without Daniel here. And most people who are streaming professionally don't do everything themselves. It's just impossible. Did we do a before and after look at the follow count yesterday? From what I see, around 300 follows is what we got yesterday. I don't know if we ever made a stamp for the Accio fabric. So it may just be, I may have to find the screen, which is what I've got here. Because I have, like I've got sets of drawers over here that I have things organized in every once in a while. Right now, everything is just laying out on the table, because I haven't taken the time to organize it, but I'm looking through here to see if I've got one that says Accio fabric. I think I made a screen. I just don't think I've ever made a stamp for it. And I might have put that in the Harry Potter section, so if I don't see it, I'll look to the Harry Potter stuff. That like gets its own drawer. Accio T. Oh, I think that's one I did for you, Colleen. Did I do one for you that said Little Muggle? Or was it just Muggle on a little mug for one of your nephews? I know I've done this before. I'll have to find it. Oh well. Right, I was shocked there wasn't any trolls either. It was there was only like maybe one that I noticed, but there was but a couple that we just ignored because there was so much else going on, and so people, the trolls just went away. Yeah, for the amount of people watching, I was surprised the chat wasn't busier. But once we put it on slow mode, it really or once Colleen put it on slow mode, it was able to handle it easier. But again, thank you guys for helping answer questions and stuff because I know I missed like so many questions and comments. I'm sure. I need one that's just on it so I don't kill people. And then this. Lollipop. That's what someone calls their grandfather. It might be a little bit too runny for that. And there's a story behind this one. They want to give their grandfather. Actually, it's a someone's is giving this to their brother. But Lollipop is what the grandkids call him. We're getting him a travel mug so they can drink their beer in the hot tub and not spill it. Like, there we go. That is a plan. Hey, Space Ranger, good afternoon. I know we have a kitty cam, but there's no cat. I don't know where she went to. Oh yeah, when the chat's scrolling by so fast, you say it made you seasick, so you had to hide the chat. And so, Underground, this is another one that has a lot of text on it, and it's just going to be just a big block. I feel like this needs to go on. I need to do this twice. I feel like this needs to go on both sides. Let me check on that. Yes, they put that on both sides, so we need to do this twice. Yeah, no, it is lagging again. Let me go refresh it. This is actually underglaze. So underglaze that I'm forcing through a silk screen. And these are, like I say, that's what these are. I get these in like 8.5 by 11 sheets, and I can make them here in the studio. So that's how I do some of the custom things. Let's go see if I can refresh that without messing everything up. Of course, I don't know. There's nothing moving, so I don't know if it worked or not. You know, I found someone talking about a different way to use wax. No, it didn't work. Someone was using a certain brand of paint pen, and it was one of the metallic ones, and they're like, it works great as wax resist. So you wonder if it has some type of wax in it or just whatever it is. So like you could draw on something and instead of painting it on. All right, let's try it now. Okay, yeah, there it is working. Okay. Well, that was barely fit in a circle. So it need to be a circle? I guess it could be a square. I would have to see. I have to find the brand of it. That would make sense if it was like an. I wonder if it would what is in the oil-based pens. Because I know there's so many like there's all kinds of different paint pens now, right? It's. But using something like that as a resist, being able to do very detailed stuff with it, sounds like fun. Let's get the scraps off of here. I'll have to get my list back out and see which ones of these are on travel mugs versus regular mugs. Hey, Giraffe. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't paying attention to it. Yeah, tested to make sure it wouldn't stain the clay. There's very few things that will stain the clay and leave a mark, after being fired to 2,000 degrees. One of those is iron, because iron oxide is used as a colorant, and there's a certain type of printer, a very specific type of printer that people will use to print decals, and you get if you print out graphics and transfer them onto the clay with this printer ink, it leaves a sepia tone mark on the clay. So it's not black, but it leaves a mark, and it's what a lot of people use to transfer images. Knit so I don't kill people, and life's too short for cheap yarn. And there's both of them. Pip Squeaks, you finally finished your pinch pot. Yeah, please do. Now, you might not be able to post a picture in the Discord unless you're a sub, but I'd love to see it if you wanted to whisper it to me. Now, my slab of clay here is drying out a little bit, and that's how I can tell it's definitely drier outside. I've got the windows open, so we're getting a little bit more airflow in here, but yeah, the canvas slab here is drying out really fast, which I don't make it really big because it's thin, so it's going to dry out quickly no matter what, but I think this is drying out a little bit faster than normal. Here we go. And then so some of those are screen printed like I've been using with the underglaze, and then these are the ones you see me doing most of the time, which is where I've got the impression in here, and then once it's been bisque fired and I start to glaze these, I'll just put a watered down glaze in the impression to highlight the text or the graphics I've got. Now I do have a couple of new stamps. And so when we have a Glowforge, which is how we make the stamps, this is a full sheet of rubber that we've cut into, and so it's actually it's a laser that burns into the stamp. So what I'm going to do right now is get some of this ash out of here by just using a broom to sweep it away. And then we'll cut this out. So now you can see them a little bit better. And I don't want to waste any of this rubber, so I'm going to cut as close to these as I can. And then save this, and we'll use this for next time. But this is the same type of rubber that you would get from that you would order from somewhere else. Like this is a like what you'd get at a store mounted on a wooden block. And I used to order these from another place that would cut them out. But I think they do it differently. I don't know if it's a laser etcher or whatnot. But we get much better detail with our laser etcher. And then the leftover rubber here usually ends up as a cat toy. So let's see how this one does. Yeah, we're just getting a little bit drier here. These are some logos. Actually doesn't look too bad for moving around so much. I don't know if you can see what it is. It's cute. This one is it's a barbecue restaurant. It's their logo, and I've got the text that's going to be on the other side of the mug. But this is the stamp. So it's a little pig butt, that says it's 100 years because I think it was like this year, last year, they celebrated 100 years. It's Trollinger's. And so there's the little pig butt barbecue restaurant. So do I carve out my own rubber stamps and linoleum? No, I do not take the time to do that. I don't know. Like I think I have a lot of patience, but don't have the patience for that. This is rubber, so I guess it's more flexible than the linoleum. But we use a laser etcher to cut them out. So if the clay was a little bit softer, it wouldn't move around so much. But that still makes a good impression. And right now there's still a little bit of ash on here, so I've got to get some of that off of there. But that looks good. And then I'll have to cut this out. Cut these out by hand. But this is actually where I'm from in Paris, Tennessee. It's a barbecue restaurant that has been around for 100 years now. So Trollinger's with their little pig butt. My bandwidth of patience is spent on everything else I do, right? And this is what I'm going to be putting on the majority of my travel mugs here. Because I made 30 travel mugs. It's an electric company that wants some gifts. So I'm going to get a paintbrush and do this. What I'm doing is just rehydrating this a little bit and making it just slightly sticky, because if it sticks just a little bit, then it won't move around too much. Right? Good barbecue. And right now it's a restaurant and gas station, souvenir stop, kind of the last place to go before you get out of town, because where I'm from, it's on in Paris, Tennessee. They're right on the edge of Kentucky Lake, so there's a lot of like water tourism, fishing and boating and stuff like that. So that looks pretty good too. So there's the impression, and there's the stamp. It's not terribly deep. That's the only thing I don't like. That's the only thing I would change on some of the graphics, is if I could get a deeper impression, I would. So we're thinking about doing, like you can get a resin printer for like a 3D printer relatively inexpensively for just, like small things like something like a stamp like this or little minifigures. So we're considering doing that for some of the more detailed things. No, yeah, food for thought. Yes, no, very good. No, I'd love to. So that would be a thing. Would they be interested in serving out of handmade pots? Like do they serve in paper cups versus other things? Would they be interested in that? Because I have a couple of places that do coffee mugs that serve in their coffee mugs and then sell them as souvenirs. But I know in any food service establishment, I've worked in food service, things get broken all the time, and I don't know. Everybody has a different budget on what they're going to spend on their stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like you said, the possibilities are endless if you get more of an impression. Ooh, they're trying to get listed as a historic place. Nice. But yeah, if you think they'd be interested, when you give them the mug, let them know that I do wholesale. And then the other one I've got here, which I'm going to do more of this electric company, but the Trollingers is also going to. Oh no. Hi. Hi, Nitrix. You can't see her. Y'all can't see her. Hey. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. She's got a bird. She's got a bird. I could hear her coming. I could hear her yelling as she came in. There she goes. Now all the way to the front. Really? You still got it in your mouth. Don't put it in the corner. Don't go. Don't bury it. Hey, good girl. You thought, why don't you? It's still alive. So this is probably the same bird she brought in earlier, and I took it outside. Live price. Nope, nope. She probably doesn't know what to do with it. No, she's brought in dead things before. She's just good girl. Good girl. Good girl. It's not long for the world. Right, Ma, look what I found it. See, it got away, but I brought it back. Yeah. Yeah. But what happens here? So Minnie, who is the gray cat who was on the cat tower earlier, is Mama Cat. Trix is her kitten. Though they don't really get along anymore. But Minnie, when she brings something in, because she had kittens in the studio, whenever she would go outside and bring something in, she would bring it to the kittens and she would give it to them. And she would come in and she would yell and she would howl to summon the kittens and come say, "Hey, it's lunchtime." Whether it was a bug or a lizard or a mouse or whatever it was, she would do. That's what she would do, and so she still does that, even though we've only got one kitten, and there's nobody that's gonna come running anymore. She still does that. She brings it to me, of course, because I'm the big kitten. Yeah, the mighty hunter returns. Yeah, she is a cat. That's why I praise her. I know it's not easy to catch a bird, and so it's what cats do. So Trix watched Minnie and to learn what to do. So when she brings something in, she howls and lets me know and brings it to me. So that's why I can hear her screaming, coming through. She's yelling at me, telling me that she's got something. But come on, not one person has done an emote. Not one person has done a snack time emote. Come on, guys. We have an emote for this. Though I need to update it for a bird, I guess. Because Minnie always brings in lizards. And so we made a snack time lizard emote. I need to see my snack time. There it is. There it is. It was Trix, yeah, instead. But there. So we have, like I said, I'm from Paris, Tennessee, and that's where Trollinger's is. And so they wanted some mugs that had an Eiffel Tower on them that said Paris, Tennessee, because we do have an Eiffel Tower in Paris, Tennessee. It's just little. Hee hee, there it is. But they want the Eiffel Tower on both sides of the mug. I don't know why. Tried to talk them out of it, but they want it on both sides of the mug. And then we'll do some more of these guys. Let her, she's bored with it. I'll go get, at one point this summer, I had a bird bucket because like every day they'd bring something in. And I need to go get another bird bucket. If I can get that thing out of here. All right, I'm going to go get the bird bucket. All right. I'm glad y'all can't see her back there. So, bird bucket. Hey. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Hey, Minnie. We're not going to have a fight. I know we're not. No, Minnie's not going to get a hold of this thing. There we go. We're all good now. Because Minnie catches birds too. And here comes Kiba to investigate as well. Minnie has brought in a bird before when I've had the back door open. And like I was gone for like 20 minutes, which is why I didn't close the back door. But it looked like feathers had exploded everywhere. Minnie will play and play and play. Now I guess Minnie and Trix can be united in their disgust at me for throwing away their toy. There we go. Giraffe. So we have 3 cats in the studio. Kiba, who is the bit cup. He's our one of the older cats. We've had him for, gosh, we've had him for 11 years now. So we'd say, we don't know how old he is, but we say he's at least 12 then. And then Minnie and Trix. And Minnie really is responsible for Trix. Oh, you have 4? Sebastian, Tetra, Gordita, and Kiwi. Right. I've got another 4 at home. That's right, yeah. So we have 3 in the studio. We have 4 more at home. The reason we have Kiba at the studio is because he was the stray cat at home when I still had my studio, in my garage. And so when we moved the studio here, got a bigger space, we just brought him with us. Yeah, we are suckers, and the majority of ours are stray cats now. We have 2 that we got when we got married, so we have 2 15-year-old cats. So our old men at home. But the rest of them are strays that have come up. Did I leave myself enough room to do another one right there? Barely. Yes, Book, please do. And have a good class. Oh, I don't know about that one. I wondered what it would look like because it was getting kind of wobbly. Let's see. So there's a little bit of a shadow here, and I was going to see if I could smooth it out. I'll show you. See, there's a little bit of a shadow right there. You can see there's a double line. I mean, it is clay, so I can smooth it out, but I want to make sure it doesn't look bad anywhere else. I think that's good. Lastly, you're off to make food. Love it. Perfect use of the emote. Perfect. fine. What y'all doing? Like Kiba swatted at Minnie. What, maybe 3 more? 3, maybe 4 more out of this. Hey, Jory. I am making some medallions right now that will go on the mugs. So this is a logo for an electric company that wants some custom mugs. And this one is, instead of it being just black text like it would be on something like this one, so I'm making the medallions and I'm going to put them on the mugs. So there'll be a little raised area here. And then normally I put black glaze on the inside of the mug, but this one, for the most part, like the electric part is going to be black, but everything else is going to be red. So it's going to be very, very striking. And then the mug, they're going to have the solid gray mugs. So I think it'll be sharp looking. Oh, I can do like 3 right there. So I've got my very thin slab of clay here with the stamp that Daniel just made for me today. Cutting these out, and then I will be assembling mugs because first thing I did today was make up some handles. There we go. And I will need to make some more of these. I think I barely have 10 here. I have 11, so I was wrong. I have 11. But I know I can get 2 more out of this. Right, I had a ton of people watching yesterday because we were on the front page. Because what they're doing is for November, they're trying to, Twitch is trying to promote some of the creative streamers that they have. So they've got there's always going to be, I think, at least one creative streamer on the front page. Like every day they're featuring somebody else. But they're featuring, there's always tons of things there, but they're making a special effort to promote the creative side, which I think is awesome. And then we've got GlitchCon coming up this weekend. And all my scraps that I'm not using, I'm just putting in my water buckets so they will dissolve. GlitchCon, it is the virtual TwitchCon. Happening on Saturday. So these are all the medallions I got out of this one slab of clay. So we have a Glowforge, which we use. This is part of the sheet of rubber that I was cutting these out of. We have a Glowforge, and so they are laser etched. And so you can still see some of the ash that's in there, but that's what they look like. So very similar to how you would, the same rubber that you would get from a rubber stamp that you get at a craft store that's mounted on a wood block. These just, we can mount them if we want to, but I'm pressing the stamps into clay, so I don't really need that. But that's how we do our custom logos. We do everything in-house. Hey, Pew. Good afternoon. Hey, Minnie. Mm-hmm. She's not going to be on the kitty cam. Hey, Trix. Bird catcher. Oh, no, you're going to run away from me? Okay. I need my water bucket. I'm going to pour some of it out. And try not to make a mess. Because I'm going to use what's in here, the kind of the thicker stuff that's at the bottom, the slurry, as my slip. So I've got several mugs here. We've got some travel mugs and some of the smaller 20-ounce mugs. And these are actually not as dry as I thought they'd be, which is good. I've never seen this part. So this is one of the travel mugs that I threw on Saturday. It's a close-up of Minnie's tail. And so this is a good one for one of the double-sided ones because it's a little bit softer. So I've got my handles that I made up earlier that go on the top of the mug. And the most important part of the handle, the paw print stamp, goes on here now. We call that the cat's stamp of approval. Hey, Trix. Just gonna sit on everything. Yeah, Giraffe, have a good afternoon. So I'm making this one for Lollipop. And I'm just using watered down clay as the glue to hold everything together. And this one has the same thing on both sides, so you can put things on one side, on both sides, it don't matter. When you place your order, you can pick which side you want something on. Now you just need to see Kiba's booty and have the trifecta since everybody's showing you their rear end. Now, as soon as I put the camera up here, she's going to move. There she is. Okay, that is a making sure it was a travel mug that I needed. I guess it's bath time for everybody. There we go. Yeah. It's everybody's bath time. It's really not important what I'm doing when we've got cameras we can put on the cats. There we go. We've got double-sided travel mugs. Oh, there it is. I thought I had a knife around here. Or it's a flat edge. Travel mug with Kiba's stamp of approval, or any of the cat's stamp of approval, whether they like it or not. And one thing I've got to pay attention to on some of these is the custom ones are, some of them are left-handed. Like, I really expected these to be a lot drier than they are. I think just every once in a while there's one on the edge that is, but a lot of these are still really soft. And so I usually like to let at least the rims of these dry out a little bit more before I assemble them, because I don't want to warp it too much. Then I end up with a more of an oval shaped travel mug, and then the lid doesn't want to fit as well. But I might have to wait a little bit. Let's see what I've got for some of the 20-ounce mugs. And of course, these guys are like drying out too fast. So let's see, these guys are travel. That's a travel. Oh yeah, my snowman's back there. He actually, like, he's cracked. Like, two of the bowls are cracked pretty bad, but that's like proof of concept. So I want to make another one. I keep moving this thing around. It's going to collapse in my hands before too long. So we have 4 bowls, and then the hat, which is another bowl. And what I did with these, I measured kind of the widest point of the bowl to let them nest together, and it doesn't look bad, but I think for the next one, I'm going to measure the base and have like a little notch at the bottom, kind of like I did with this one. And so they will fit a little bit better together and be a bit more stable. But yeah, I'm happy with how they turned out. I wanted to make something like Christmassy seasonal that wasn't something besides a tree. And I like snowmen, and I was thinking like that bowls would make a good snowman shape, and they could also be functional. And so once I get that down, it can be done in different sizes. And I would have to decide how to decorate the thing. That would be the hardest part, is to decide, like, I could do the face. I could make a little like scarf out of some of the sweater texture maybe, or I could just maybe get little scarves, I don't know, and decorate it with different things. I don't know. That would be the hardest part, deciding how I'd want to decorate the thing. If I put buttons here or there or what. Just getting my bucket of water up here. So these have almost dried out a little bit too much. So what I'm doing is putting a layer of water slip on here to soften it up. Cat just knocked something over back there. I'll have to go check and see if it was anything important. But a layer of slip on the front and the back. No, I'm not soaking it. I'm not dipping it in water or anything. Just painting it on. That will soften it up enough for me to be able to attach handles and things. These I did let dry out too much. I did these Sunday, so yesterday morning, and then I left them out most of the day. Which sometimes that's not a problem, but it's starting to dry out a bit more. Sometimes the drying time really does depend on the weather. Oh, you think one of the bowls looks like a scarf? That's an idea. Make the entire bowl be the scarf. These are the 20-ounce ones, yes. So there's that one. Add some more water here. And this is, I think Spook's already gone, but this is the left-handed mug for Spook. Before I forget it. I'll add some more water on the inside. But there, left-handed. So if you hold it in your left hand, everyone else can see what you've got on your mug. They look huge from the camera view. No, well, they're bigger than they're going to be once they're dried and fired. They're going to shrink about a ½ inch. There we go. There's before and after. Oh, there's Meanie. Okay, another left-handed one. So we'll do that one right here. Here we go. Is this one anyone's here? Painting therapy keeps me sane. Whoa. Hey, Manny. Hey. Oh, you're stuck now, aren't you? So, that camera doesn't work. There are shelves over here on the wall, and she jumped on top of the shelves. Like I said, she's the climber. Oh, I need 2 of these. But I can go ahead and do one of them. I kind of want to make a mug with this entire quote, or a longer version of it. It's fragile like a bomb. Say not fragile like a flower, fragile like a bomb, or not fragile like what is it? Fragile like glass or something. Fragile like a bomb. Underground, welcome back. Well, Trix brought a bird in, and I had to go get the bird bucket. Minnie is on the ceiling. I don't know where. Business as usual. Yeah, there is a special bucket. This year, the amount of bird, like at one point, there was a week where they were bringing something in every day, and I just had a bucket I would go sweep it into and take it outside. So, so yes, there is a bird bucket. I need to make a little graphic and just draw a picture of a bird on it. Draw a bird, a lizard, and a mouse. I'm supposed to eat it. I'm supposed to play with it. I know, and appreciate it more than I do. I praised her. I recognize that a bird is not an easy thing to catch. I don't know what they think of the bird bucket. Crunchy, yes. What was it? Trix brought a grasshopper in the other day and just ate it. And so I sat there. It's like, what are you? Okay. It's like, what's crunching? You wonder if they want us to pull the feathers out for them. Yeah. Cook it for us, woman. Um, my mother would always talk about an older lady that she knew who would do that. Her cats would bring things in, and she would cook it for them. I don't have that level of crazy cat ladiness. Like, I wouldn't even know how to do that. Yeah, they're trying to teach mom how to cat, but I'm a little slow on the uptake. Yeah. Hmm. Hey, welcome back. Are my hands really soft from all the clay? Like they're not calloused, I guess I would say, but they're like, especially this time of year, they're dry. Super dry. I have to go through a lot of lotion. I feel like they almost feel like a little bit rough. Like what is it like workout pants, or what is the material of some of the workout pants? My hands feel like it sticks to it. Like when I rub my hands across that type of fabric, it almost like it feels rough and it sticks to it, and I hate that. That's why I like when I get yoga pants, I just want plain cotton yoga pants, cause or things like that. The moisture wicking stuff, I feel like my hands stick to it. Whatever the moisture wicking stuff is. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. Hey. Mm-hmm. Nope, no lizard today. She's done with lizard. Oh, yeah, because my hands are sticky. Yeah, use it to my advantage. Yeah, and she's chatty. I don't know if you can hear her, but she is everything she does. She's like. I'm made out of Velcro. Yeah, in the summertime it's not as bad, but like now when it's getting drier, like my hands just feel like they just shrivel up. But that's the worst part about it. The clay doesn't. It's a white clay body, so it doesn't stain anything, and it just cleans up with water. Some people can use gloves or choose to use gloves, but then gloves take a little bit away of the control of the feel of what you're doing. Yeah, it makes your skin rough. It soaks up the oils in your skin, so it makes your skin drier. I don't know what you think you're gonna do over here, cat. Come on. No, you don't need to go over there. She's trying to jump on the monitor because she thinks she can jump on the monitor to go other places, and okay, that one's a left-handed one too. Okay. I'm turning you into a cat person. So yeah, like Underground says, you can be both. Oh, highly allergic. Here we go. All hail the queen. Hey, Looper, happy Monday. Ooh, long day. Hope it was a good day, though. Whoops. I'm going to be a little bit more careful with this one. So here is the mug that I need. It says Crazy Cat Lady. Yeah, make the broken bit look like it was a bite was taken out of it. Green, with make it pink with like a red glaze running from the bite. That's funny. I would actually make it green, I think. Maybe that, or black. Darker. There we go. Crazy Cat Lady. Alright, so here it is. So like teeth marks, like or like pointy teeth marks. So do like pointy teeth marks. Any color that red would show up against. Should have been our Halloween mug. There, so there's bite marks taken out. All right. Make that the opposite side of the mug. So put the handle on this side. We can still put something on it. All right, no, what else should we do? What else? Anything on it or just that? Anybody want this one? You want me to put a handle on it or just leave it like this? I mean, I could make, that's little bitty teeth marks. I could make this like 4 or 5 just big chomps, and we could have it be like a monster. Shark. Yes, shark mug. With little fins. You'd totally want it. So if this is the back, we'll do this, put the handle right here. It's like it's not too dry yet. I could put something on this. Shark Week 2020. Have the Jaws poster be here. Have somebody like swimming. There you go. Did I just put a handle on it that quickly? Yes, I've got the handles made up, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing here is putting handles and medallions on things. I've got the pieces and parts together. And these guys, like, I'm taking a little bit more time with these because they're dried out a little bit too much. So I'm rehydrating them by putting just a wash of, just painting some slip on the inside and the outside. We're going to need a bigger boat. So for the handles, I do the slip on here. I've got them already made up. I did this at the beginning of the stream. We extruded some handle shapes, some strap handles, and then I cut them into 7-inch strips and put them on. We give everything the cat stamp of approval. Kind of fluff the handle a little bit, give it the shape that I want. Add some more slip to the part of the mug that I'm going to be putting the medallion on. This is one of the D20 mugs. Do I have medallions with just my logo? They're kind of big. Like a Poly Studios mug. That we've made a medallion for our mug for like the great big one that we made. So it would almost be too big. Like, where is it? There it is. So we need to make a smaller one, but it's like, yeah, it's like 4 inches wide. It's huge. But I did make it. This was the very first tankard that we made. It wasn't quite big enough, so this is like a 24-ounce tankard. Big paw print, possibly. We could do we could do just that, just the logo. People tell you you're bitey without coffee. Caffeinated, not caffeinated. That's good. Like I said, anybody who wants it, like we've got, I'll put some slip on it on either side to soften it up. But like I said, it is drying out. It needs. If we're gonna do anything, we need to work with it pretty fast. And so it needs to have something on it that I already have made up. Like if I did the word caffeinated is kind of big to make out of just plain stamps. So, but that is a good idea, caffeinated versus non-caffeinated. And I can, we have some alphabet stamps that I can use, but they're kind of, they're letters that are like a half-inch tall. It's just a monster mug. So just tell me what you want. And I can always make another, right? Let me see which side this needs to be. Okay, that's a regular one. You want it with as is, with red on the inside and black on the outside. Maybe with red dribbles on the outside just from the bite. That would be awesome. Yes, I can do that. Hamster, we had an issue. I had the munchies. Yeah, you're like, you can look cute and sleep at the same time. There we go. Pop's coffee may contain alcohol. there you go, Edith. Yeah, but can you catch lizards or birds? Oh, I love it. We have shark emotes. Hey, bat wings. Hey, neon. Yeah, just edges. Yeah, add bite mark. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, I think I missed it. What you were freaking out about? Oh, probably because I said we had an issue. Yeah. Sorry. Had to think about what I said. Okay, gotta see which of these goes on which side. Derpy right now, unless something changes, it'll be close to the end of the month, so you still got a little bit of time. So we good? We have a bite mark mug and that's it. Nothing on it. Okay. Just yeah, have it say bite me. Is this what happens when you throw away the Halloween candy? Bite me is pretty good. Bite me is pretty good on the mug. That's an idea for future ones. Oh, and she's facing the camera and everything. You can tell it's a cat. So what I'm having to do here is I made these yesterday morning and they've dried out a little bit. So I'm painting some slip on here, the watered down clay, on the inside and the outside, and just letting them rehydrate so that I can make these into mugs. I've got 2 more there, and then some of the travel mugs. Derpy, the snowman bowl's like I said, that the one that I have back there, it's all cracked. That was a prototype, so they're not technically orderable yet. In this week I'll be making another prototype and just making sure they'll work. So no, they're not orderable yet. I was planning on doing them kind of like the pumpkins, just making some and then putting them up for sale. I don't even know how I'm gonna decorate them yet. Whether I just make them, I feel like I should do something besides just making them just white. But they're gonna be white with a black hat. Yeah, that's why I was making snowman. I was trying to think of something for like a holiday themed thing that wasn't like just a Christmas tree. I might make some Christmas trees too, but and then the bowls will be usable. There we go, testing out the new stamp Daniel just made for me. These are going to be. I've got another logo here we're putting on a place for a barbecue restaurant in Paris, Tennessee. And then here is the one for Trollinger's. So it's a barbecue restaurant. So there's their little pig butt celebrating 100 years. I do not. I do not have anything with an owl. I've made things for a customer who their logo is an owl, but that's, I don't have anything just by ourselves. Now, if you have a graphic, you can send it to me. You can put anything you want to on a mug or on anything. So if you have a design that you like, you can just email it to me, and we can do either a screen or a stamp. Oh, wow, it was held together with wooden pegs. Wow. Owls and knitting. I don't even like. I don't even know what I know what Marmite is, but not even like what it's supposed to taste like. So the rest of the pieces I have over here are for travel mugs, but those are still like I made those on Saturday, and they're still like just as soft as when I made them. I did not expect that. But the mugs that I left the 20-ounce mugs out most of the day, thinking they'd be okay, but they're the ones that are too dry. So that's why I was working on those. So I'll have to make up some more medallions for the rest of the 20-ounce mugs, which let's see how many that is. Exactly 10. So I do not believe anything you say. Yeah. But I imagine that is what it tastes like, right? True. But I think I'm gonna take a break. I'm at a stopping point now because I'll make like 10 more medallions to finish those mugs, and that'll be it. I'll probably work on those tomorrow or the day after, and tomorrow I actually might be able to start throwing again. So we'll make some more things. I've got a lot of pieces drying out from yesterday. Like here is one of the apple bakers that I made, and then we've got this is one of the ice cream bowls. So I can just let them dry out. I don't have to do anything else to them. And we had the mini pie plates, which are over here somewhere, kind of covered up. So they're starting to dry. So you can see the rim is a little bit lighter than the rest of it, but I'm keeping them somewhat covered up. So we have the mini pie plates. It's all the same. And then I've got the big pie plates. They're drying out. Which, did I make these on Saturday? I think I made these on Saturday, not Sunday. But here's the big pie plates drying out. No, Space, it doesn't depend on zip code. It's probably going to be like the end of November. The only thing that like shipping would affect is if you're overseas or if you're in if you're just outside the US. Like I don't know how long that takes, and so I'm making my cutoff based on at most like the post office taking like a week to get there. So I can't do anything about the international shipping. Right, and delays. Just giving him plenty of time to get there. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go get some supper, and then I'll be back tomorrow to do some throwing and start making some more things, kind of starting the process over again. Again, thank you for watching, and have a good night.